Hello everyone, it's been quite a while, hasn't it? Yeah, I know. My last video upload I think was in Chernobyl Nights, while Isolde was still legal. And, well yeah, do you want to know one thing that I hate the most about modern Yu-Gi-Oh? It's where you get a deck that has its own identity, but all of its endboard pieces are just generic disruption, generic extra deck monsters. There's a reason why cards like Appaloosa and Baron de Fleur have got banned recently. I'm here to show you a deck that can set up very competent boards by itself, where literally every single monster in the deck are insect types, bar maybe 4 individual monsters. So let me take you through it, and let me just explain to you why this deck is such a cool passion project of mine and something I really like. So to start, we'll have 3 copies of Battle Wasp Rapier the Onslaught, and 2 copies of Battle Wasp Wind from the new set Rage of the Abyss. So basically, what Rapier the Onslaught does is if you control no face-up monsters or only insects, you can discard an insect monster, place Battle Wasp Wind in your spell and trap zone, and then summon the Rapier the Onslaught out. I don't know if any of you guys know what Blackwings do, but Blackwings have a card called Black Whirlwind, which lets you search every time you summon a Blackwing monster. This card, Battle Wasp Wind, is very similar. Twice per turn it lets you search every time a Battle Wasp monster is normal or special summoned to your field, but has to search a Battle Wasp monster with less attack. And once per turn, you can treat a Battle Wasp monster or an insect monster you control with a level, you can treat it as a tuner if it's used as synchro material. So you can only activate 1 Battle Wasp Wind per turn, but because Rapier the Onslaught places it from the deck, then you don't really need to worry about that. Apologies, I'm a bit full of cold today, but we will keep going through the cards. 3 copies of the Heart and Soul of any insect deck is Resonance Insect. If it's sent from the field to the graveyard, search a level 5 or higher insect. If it's banished, send an insect from your deck to the graveyard, except Resonance Insect. The amount of plays this has always opened up for insect decks has been insane, but the fact that you can now search your Rapier the Onslaught is even better, and there's a brand new spell card which can just summon Resonance Insect out of the deck, send it, and then instantly add the Rapier the Onslaught, or any level 5 or higher insect you want. So yeah, insane. Just really good. Next, we start with the Searcher. We've got Stingler Poison, an amazing utility card, and another thing I like about insects is that a lot of the main deck monsters kind of work a bit like sprites. So they have effects like if you tribute another insect or an insect monster, you can either negate a monster like what Stingler Poison does here, or destroy a card when it's activated like B-Trooper, Scale Bomber. Stingler Poison is also really good because if it's normal or special, it's ROTA for Battle Wasps, so that can also get you to your Rapier. Next, another fan favourite, we've got B-Trooper Scout Buggy. If it's normal or special summoned, you bring another copy of itself out of the hand deck or graveyard. Usually pops off whenever you bring it out. Again, it's always been quite a big choke point for the deck, but now you don't really have to rely on your normal summon as much if you can access Rapier the Onslaught, the new Battle Wasp that I've just been talking about. So it allows you to sort of play through a lot more, which is what I like. 3 copies of Scale Bomber. This is a debatable at 3, but it's an extender that's really good. And while on the field, if your opponent's monster they control activates its effect, you contribute any insect to destroy it. So it's a bit like a mini Ghost Ogre in that sense. 2 copies of Gokipole. If it's sent from anywhere to the graveyard, you can search any level 4 insect monster. If you add a normal monster, you can instantly special summon it, and then you can pop a monster on the field with attack that's equal or higher than that monster. So to go with that, I'm just playing a copy of Shiny Black Sea Squadder. There are insect monsters with less attack than Squadder, but I'm just playing Squadder because he looks cool. And now on to the monsters in the main deck that are not insect, and we're only playing 1 monster at 3 copies, which is Ragnaraika the Evil Seed. The Ragnaraika engine opens up so much possibilities for insect, plant and reptile decks. It's really good. There are a few conflictions that the Ragnaraika engine adds to the deck, which can sometimes be a bit tricky to walk around, but I'll explain to you certain things that you can do. So Prioritizing special summoning Evil Seed as soon as you get it in the hand is very important, and most of the time it's just going to be used as Imperm or Ash Bait, but at the same time, if this effect goes off, it can kind of get you straight into a really high link rated insect monster, which is really good, because the only Ragnaraika extra deck monsters we're playing is the Link 2, which is a plant, and the other two we're playing are just insect monsters. So that's it. The ability for it to banish another card in your hand as well can help you trigger cards like Resonance Insect, because that triggers when banished. So yeah, just all-round amazing utility. And the package wouldn't be complete without a copy of Samurai Beetle and a copy of Wicked Butterfly. This is really good if you open up brick cards like high-level insects, which you do have to play up quite a few copies of. This helps you unbrick your hand by discarding itself to special summon them, which is really good, and it helps you draw on the end phase an additional card, depending on the link's typings of your end board. And then for the spell and traps of the engine, 1 Bloom and 1 Hunting Dance. Now, Bloom can have some conflictions with your end board pieces like Invincible Atlas, because it gives it an additional 300 attack points, and that means your Invincible Atlas no longer has its really good protection. So you can cut this if you want. So you can just leave it with the Wicked Butterfly, or you could just play another copy of Wicked Butterfly. I just like Bloom because it helps you bait out your opponent's interruptions really well and help you play through stuff. The ability to search Hunting Dance, which most of the time only ends up being 1 pop, is really good because you search it by banishing your insects from the grave, right? And guess what? Your insects want to be banished, so yeah, really good. 1 copy of the brand new Splitting Planarian. You could play more copies of this, but I find that you brick on it quite a lot, and if you normal summon it, banish it, and then it gets like ashed or something, the 2 bodies you summon out don't normally end on anything other than like a Link 2 or, sorry, like Cicada King. So it's a useful card if you're summoning it as part of a combo, but in my personal opinion, playing more copies of it just means you're drawing more copies of cards you don't really want to see, as well as the fact that the only cards you can really summon out of the deck with it is Scout Buggy and Scale Bomber and Goki Pole, but we're only playing 2 of that. So its utility is a bit scuffed, but oh well. And then for one-offs, we've got 1 Arbalest Rapid Fire. If it's normal summoned, you can revive a level 3 or lower insect monster in your graveyard. This deck provides you an incredible amount of ways to get you additional normal summons onto the board, which is really good. And if it's destroyed by an opponent's card, you can just summon a Battle Wasp from your hand or deck, which is, it rarely comes up, but you know. It goes up to 2100 with Bloom on the field as well, so that's always interesting. Twinbow locks you into insects if you special summon it, but we're playing mostly insects, so we don't need to worry too much. During the main phase, it can special summon itself, and it can make 2 attacks during each battle phase. Pin the Bullseye is an integral part of your 1.5 card main combo with Rapier the Onslaught. Burns for 200, level 1, just insane. Now on to our other high level monsters. We've got Beargrim the Shelled Emperor Crown. Just a crazy, absolute behemoth of a monster. Helps protect your spell or trap card effects. Nukes the board. Banishes to bring itself out of the hand or grave. It's incredible. We got 1 brand new supply soldier of the Indestructible Insects. Sorry, that came out really badly. I can't talk today. So if any insect monster's effect is activated as a quick effect, you can special summon it from your hand. And if you activate it in response to your opponent's card effect, you can negate it. There's another brand new card called Insect Invitation from the set, which turns all of your opponent's monsters that weren't special summoned this card into insects. So you can negate your opponent's monsters on the board with that, but I'd say that's more of a side deck option, especially if you want to play cards like Super Poly and Hercules, the big crazy fusion monster of Bee Troopers. So yeah, this also lets you polymerization while it's on the field, and this is very handy, as we'll come to find out when we talk about the extra deck monsters. Unironically, just Armed Rebellion is, and yes, that is what it's called, insane. So it lets you special summon an insect with 1,000 or less attack, from your hand or deck. If you special summon from the deck, you have to send a monster on your field to the graveyard. Most of the time you'll summon cards like Resonance Insect out of the deck, and it will let you send it to the graveyard straight away, get your searches and help you play. It also has an additional effect, whereas if a insect synchro you control is destroyed by battle or card effect while it's in your graveyard, you can banish it to add Summoning Swarm from your deck to your hand. That's better for a more pure Battle Wasp deck, but its utility in the deck as a 3-of is just absolutely crazy. Then we've got 1 copy of B-Trooper Landing and 1 Flying Sting. These are searchable off of Cruel Saturnus and Sting... B-Trooper Sting Lancer, which I didn't explain, I do apologise. So B-Trooper Sting Lancer, during the main phase as a quick effect, you can target an insect monster in your graveyard and any monster in your opponent's to special summon it from your hand, and both monsters get placed on the bottom of the decks, and if it's normal or special summoned, you can add a B-Trooper spell or trap. So yeah, just helps you search Landing or Fly and Sting. You can summon this out of your deck with your Link monsters as well. So yeah, counter trap for monster effects, fusion, it's a polymerization, and except the turn it was sent to the graveyard, you can banish 2 insects from your graveyard to add this card back to your hand, so it's recurable. People say cut this or play the other B-Trooper cards. You can if you want to bump the count of the deck higher, but I just like these 2. The deck's already at 45, and at the moment I'm playing only 6 slots for... non-engine, which are all cross-out targets. You can bump the cross-out targets up by however much you want. Again, I'm not really a meta player, so how you want to sort of toolbox around it is up to you. But I've gone with 3 copies of cross-out designator, 1 nib because really harmful, 1 droll, again a really harmful card, and 1 Fuaros because it's just going to be everywhere soon. And if you ever manage to pack one of these and you want to be able to use it, I would suggest using it as a cross-out target. That's all I'm going to say, because we all have lives to lead and we all have certain budgets, you know. Anyway, let's go on and talk about the brand new Fusion Monster Heavy Cavalry. This card is insane. So it requires a level 5 or higher insect and another insect, and it can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. And if all monsters you control are insects, as a quick effect you can target 2 monsters on the field, including an insect monster you control, and banish them. So I will introduce you to a brand new Battle Wasp card called Grand Partisan the Revolution. I'll just move those across because I don't know how to place things on the camera properly. Which states that if this card is banished, it counts the amount of insects that you have banished. It can summon itself back, and as all part of the same effect, can nuke every single card on your opponent's field, all at the same time, up to the number of insects you have banished. So this is a disruptible. This provides you with go first disruptions in insects, rather than just ending on like Invincible Atlas and a back row. Now you have a competent board, which is still unironically very weak to evenly matched, but again, so many decks are weak to evenly matched, so it's not alone in this. Cruel Saturnus, again, searches, super perfect card. You don't often go into this as much, but when you do go into it, it's really good. There is the argument where you could play a copy of Instant Fusion, but you don't really see that card enough to make it count, and you can summon this via so many other ways now. So, you know, brings out B-Troopers from Banished as well, which is also really good. We've got a Ragnaraika package, 1 Skeletal Soldier, 1 Mantis Monk, and 1 Stag Sovereign. Really good endboard disruption. These can all recur themselves. This is another... It's a plant monster, but you normally only see this when you open your Evil Seed. You don't really go into it any other times. Search is a trap. Again, pops cards that summon out of deck or extra deck. Now on to the fan favourite extra deck, insect monsters. We've got Piccofelina, Papillon. We've got 2 copies of Invincible Atlas. This equips your monsters from deck with insects, shuffles back and draws. You've got Papillon, which can revive your like Sprite-esque insects from grave, like Sting the Poison and Scale Bomber. Atlas can bring B-Troopers out of the deck, as well as be a massive monster that can't be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effect as long as it has less than 3k attack. With Armor Horn, it provides you with an additional normal summon. It can bring itself back out of the graveyard by banishing 3 insects, so this can also trigger your Grand Parters in the Revolution in your turn, so you can blow up your opponent's board in your turn going second. We've then got 1 copy of Sachi the Ceremonial Bow, which is a level 6 synchro you go into with your Battle Wasp combo. Same with Diabolantis the Menacing Mantis. You can normal summon the Sting the Poison off of the Battle Wasp wind you searched after summoning this. You can go into Diabolantis. You can send Gokipole, which can get you a level 4. Diabolantis can turn itself into a tuner, and then using Diabolantis and the level 4 normal monster, you can go into your giant Battle Wasp, all without using your normal summon, which is crazy. And then to wrap it off, we've got Cicada King. So yeah, guys, Insects has always been a very passionate project for me. And yeah, I just think the deck is really cool. It's still weak to very similar things, but it gives you a lot more options now to play through stuff. But thank you for watching. I do apologise that this video dragged on for a bit, but I just wanted to get this out here and see what you guys think. Anyway, peace out and catch you in the next one.